Week 9 wide receiver rankings, rest of season outlook, and specific to Week 9. We're starting off with a major shakeup. Why? Because guess who's back, baby? Coming off of their bye week, Puka Nacua is back for LA, presumably. Now, pump the brakes because their matchup is versus the Saints. At home, they're 14-point favorites. Honestly, take the week off, Puka. We don't want you to get hurt. We don't need you. Let Devontae, coming off of his 3-touchdown game, let him feast. So I'm not going to put him up here in this top spot. I actually am going to leave JSN ahead of him. I'm going to put Amon-Ra ahead of him. But Puka is back where he belongs in S tier. The rest of S tier remains the same. Now, we do have 4 teams on bye week. We have the Browns, the Buccaneers, the Eagles, and the Jets all on bye this week, but you'll still see the players in these rankings for the rest of the season. Ja'Marr Chase might have to be somebody that rises up in the rankings. Now, why do I say that? He might not have the same efficiency. He might not have the same red zone outlook as when he had Joe Burrow. I could give a crap. Look at it. 29, 25, 38, 21. In fact, look at the targets as well. 10, 12, 23, 19. This guy has 42 targets in the past 2 weeks, averaging 21 per game. And welcome back, my friend, to S tier. And this is tough. In terms of weekly rankings, I think I have him better than CeeDee Lamb for Week 9. But rest of season, it's definitely Dak because he's got a better quarterback, and the Cowboys have a greater chance at playing for actual meaningful games. Because now, I mean, the Cowboys only have 4 losses, the Bengals have 5. It's a whole thing. Rashee Rice, this is named before Sunday Night Football. I'm going to leave Rashee where he is. London was hurt, but man, the Falcons need him. I'm going to leave him. Same thing with Nico Collins. But Collins, I mean, the Texans looked all right without him, and Higgins, Noel, they were involved. Does Collins lose some targets when he gets back? And Collins wasn't a highly targeted guy prior to that. Jefferson is elite, but you're probably going to have J.J. McCarthy coming back. And I mean, if Wentz was still there, I think Jefferson and Addison are both must starts. But now that you have McCarthy, I don't trust either of them. Devontae Adams, now that he's getting that red zone role, to be honest, I'd rather start Devontae Adams than Nico Collins. I'm going to have this as my A-tier ranking. I trust George Pickens. I trust Rome Odunze. BTJ is banged up still. This guy might not even play, but I'm still going to leave him where he is. Maybe bump him down a little bit here. Garrett Wilson, we still don't know what's going on with his injury either. We're going to leave him. AJ Brown was banged down. I mean, this is just... Well, I'm going to put Tevin McMillan ahead of him, man, because Tevin McMillan quietly had 100 receiving yards with Andy Dalton, and Bryce Young should be back. I just don't know. These 3 guys right here, who knows? They're all question marks, right? But Pickens remains elite. 7 catches, 80 yards in their loss versus Denver on Pat Surtain. Nice. Rome Odunze also had a great game. So I trust any of these guys. There's an argument to be made that Odunze should be up here in A tier, but I'm fine leaving him where he is because he's shown some volatility throughout the season. C tier, Evans is gone. I don't think he's coming back this season. It's a sad potential end to a career, right? Egbuka had a bad game, but this guy also had 9 targets. Sure, he only brought in 3. It was a bad game. Better days ahead, especially without Godwin. Tez Johnson's not on this list. I would throw Tez Johnson somewhere down here in E tier. Chris Olave. He's good, man. He's good, and he's going to stay where he is. We're not going to touch Worthy. We're not going to touch Sutton. We're not going to touch Flowers. Flowers has been giving you a decent floor. He might be more trustworthy week to week than Sutton. And the Ravens take on the Dolphins. It's a good matchup. You have Lamar coming back. I like Flowers. Pittman also has been reliable this season. I think I'm about to sneeze, boys. Man, the nose is getting itch. Wait. Did you say bless you? I always thought it wasn't bless you. I thought it was blesh, like E-S-H. Until I found out it wasn't, and I felt like an absolute fool. All right, let's get back on track. Pittman Jr. has been very, very good, and he's also been involved in the red zone. Turns out when his back isn't broken, this guy plays ball. We had Landon McConkey correctly ranked as the best Chargers receiver. We're going to leave him where he is. Waddle has another good game, but the target volume still concerns me. Only 5 or 6 targets. He was just very effective. I don't trust MHJ. I don't trust Keenan. I don't trust Debo. And in fact, I'm going to bump these guys down a whole tier. I just don't trust them. I still have him, right next up in the rankings. But yeah, I don't trust them week to week. DK Metcalf, I might trust more than Keenan Allen, to be honest. We'll see what goes on until Night Football. T. Higgins had a good fantasy performance. 44 yards, 1 touchdown. Only 1 catch, only 1 target. Leave him where he is. Devontae Smith, he's probably the most reliable guy here. If we take a look at Devontae, you never know with the Eagles what player is going to be getting the target volume. what player is going to be getting receptions. But it turns out Devontae Smith has kind of been the most reliable option. Take a look. 10 targets, 5 targets, 11 targets, 9 targets. In the past 4 weeks, he's had 3 solid fantasy performances. I'm going to leave him at the top of D tier right here. Haven't seen the Lions because they were on a bye week. How does Jameson come off of his goose egg versus Minnesota? I'm going to bump Addison up in these rankings. I can't because of the quarterback. Addison deserves to be higher than Keenan. We're actually going to bump Keenan Allen down a little bit. Actually, no, we're not. It's volatile, guys. This is volatile row. But, I mean, Keenan Allen has shown us a very high upside. We know Jameson has upside even though it's volatile. I think D tier has to remain completely intact. Maybe you bump Ricky down a little bit. Godwin's hurt, so it's kind of like an asterisk. Travis Hunter. Without BTJ, Travis Hunter is going to be a must start. Bump him up in the rankings. Diggs and Moore will stay where they are. Wandale will stay. Jacoby and Dobbs. There's an argument to be made that if Dobbs has a good game on Sunday Night Football, that Dobbs will be rising up in these rankings. Ridley missed another week, banged up. He has to fall behind Shakira, and Shakir had a great game. I trust Shakir in my flex spot. To be honest, I'd rather have Shakir than Moore. Actually, it's close. This is a really close call because Moore just might get all of his volume stolen, and the Bills might not have to pass with Shakir. That's where we go to that specific weekly matchup. The Bills take on the Chiefs, and they're dogs. The Bills are going to have to pass. So I actually like Shakir this week. I'm a big riser. I'm going to bump him up a little bit. Josh Downs, same story here. I like Josh Downs. He's rising in my rankings. Shaheed had a good game. I'm going to bump him up. Mooney had a bad game. We're going to bump him down a little bit here. Let's see what Matt Golden does. Let's see what Coleman was not great. Coleman's got a fall. Jennings stinks. Judy stinks. Hollywood, we'll see what Hollywood does on Monday Night Football. I like how the rankings are looking. Now, the big Q, this is another big question mark. He's got to be down here. You know, he was up here probably in C tier, D tier. We're going to bump him all the way down to volatile row is what we're going to call this little area right here. Big country, Xavier Legette. I don't trust it. Now I got to go through and find, are there names that are missing? Because as we get further and further into the season, guys, you know, these random boys start popping up, like the Texans players. Where do you rank all of the Texans receivers? We don't have images, but we still got to talk about it. Alik Iomanor? To be honest, I trust Alik Iomanor somewhere in F tier. I think Alik Iomanor, this guy's averaging like 8 or 9 points a game, decent floor. Same thing with Kayshon Boutte. Kayshon Boutte is somewhere down here in F tier as a borderline flex if you're on buy him again. Big play Slay, Darius Slayton. I don't trust him. But keep in mind, he could have had over 12 fantasy points if his deep touchdown wasn't called back to a bad pass interference call. Marvin Mims, Malik Washington, good waiver wire at. I don't trust him week to week. Yeah, so I think we're good where we are with the rankings, but there's one guy missing, and it's Troy Franklin. Mr. Troy Franklin, I trust probably right here ahead of Wan'Dale Robinson. So Troy Franklin, big-time riser, and if you have the guys below him, I would start Troy Franklin over. Troy Franklin, man, big breakout game. Going to be volatile, but the Broncos have a tough matchup versus Houston. They'll probably have to pass again like they did versus Dallas. So those are the Week 9 wide receiver rankings and rest of season. Let me know any questions you got down below, any specific start sit questions, especially if you want to make sure to watch.